What is going on, guys? It is finally October 14th. That means the jersey giveaway is closed. Today, it is ended. In this video, I will be reacting to all of the hot takes and apologies you gave me, and then I will give away a jersey towards the end. Stick around for the whole video, and then if you are selected, you will email me at the email I listed down in the description below. If you don't email me, then yeah, we'll figure that out then, and somebody else will get the jersey. You have 24 hours from the time I post this video. Either way, let's get right into this video. Alright guys, so here is our jersey giveaway page. Here are all the comments you left. So right here, first one we have is Sauce_1 says, "Hey man, congrats on 500. Congrats on the success. My hot take, is that Vikings aren't out yet and they could make the playoffs." I'll start there. I agree with you, actually. Yes, they are like 1-4, but that team is at least offensively better than what they can go up against in their conference, and so I'll give them a bit of a heads up on that note. However, they're out of Justin Jefferson for like 4 or 5 weeks. That's going to be tough. No way around that. So they're going to have to scrape out some nasty wins here, and that's going to be the big question now. He also says he's apologized to the entire Dolphins team. I have severely underestimated them. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Sauce1. You have been entered into the giveaway. New York Sports Season. "Hey man, first congrats on 500. Can't wait to 1,000. Appreciate you. My apology letter is to the Chiefs because after week 1, I thought it was over for them, but I was clearly wrong. The Chiefs are never out with Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, and I mean, Travis Kelce kind of. I mean, he's going to be gone sooner, but they'll be fine still. Either way, yeah, I mean, I don't really think they're as good this year. Just the wins they've gotten are not very good wins. I mean, they barely beat the Broncos. Yeah, it was 19-8. They 11 points, but that was a closer score. It was more like 16-8 or whatever it was. Either way, you get my point. And his hot take is the Texans will make the playoffs. I'm going to go with no on that one. I just think it's tough for the Texans to make the playoffs when they probably won't even win their division, to be honest. And also, the AFC is loaded. Like, the AFC East, the Jets could scrape a playoff spot in, and they actually have players on their team that are good instead of the Texans just being on a run with not very good players. The AFC North, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers, maybe even the Browns can put something back together. I mean, there's just too many teams before you can even get to the AFC South. Either way, New York Sports Season, appreciate you. You have been entered. Sean Albuquerque, 1588. My hot take for the season is that you shouldn't count out the Broncos just yet. You know what? It's kind of like the Vikings. Granted, they're historically bad defensively. Their defense showed out last game against Kansas City the other night. And the offense wasn't there, but the offense has been there pretty much every game but that one. So I have some hope for them. I don't know about, I mean, shouldn't count them out. You probably should. But in terms of are they going to finish with a really, really bad record, I don't think so. I think they can put something together. Maybe. It just depends on how good Russ can follow out this season, and same with Sean Payton. He'd also like to apologize to the Lions for saying they were overrated. You know what? Yeah, they kind of can be still, even if they are good. Either way, keep moving. Jets Productions. Congrats. The Dolphins, Packers, even though it hurts as a Jets fan to say. My hot take is super. Okay, I'm following now. Sorry. The Dolphins can make the Super Bowl. My apology letter is to Cooper Kupp. I thought he was washed, but I was clearly wrong after a pretty good game today. Cooper Kupp is not washed. He's just hurt, man. Come on now. And then, I think, are you saying Dolphins, Packers, Super Bowl? I'm going to say no Packers. I don't think Jordan Love's capable of doing that right now. Either way, thank you. Next up, we have Moo General here. Congrats. My apology letter is to DJ Moore. I am very sorry for thinking DJ Moore and Justin Fields are bad, because after this game, they have clearly proved me wrong. Also, well, let's stop there. First off, DJ Moore's not bad. Justin Fields is bad. DJ Moore had a great game. Justin Fields had a stat-padded game. Yes, I'm a Justin Fields hater. I'm not going to really give him much credit anyways, but there's reasons for that, because he's not a good quarterback. And while DJ Moore is a very good receiver, he isn't a number one like A.J. Brown, like Stephon Diggs. Like, relating the whole Josh Allen in his third year got Diggs and Jalen Hurts in his third year got A.J. Brown is not the same to Justin Fields getting DJ Moore. Either way, yeah, there's that. Also, my hot take is that the Jets can still make the playoffs without Rodgers. I think it's possible. They're going to have to win a lot of games in a really quick amount of time right now. But, yeah, not too bad. I forgot to like that one. Thank you, Mood General, as well. Mystic Tomato, hot take. I legitimately believe that Deshaun Watson's contract and situation, football-wise, in Cleveland is exactly what they needed. As much as I love Baker, and I love watching him ball out, if Deshaun is half as good as it was for the Texans, the contract is well worth it. I somewhat agree with that. The market expands. It just does. So, saying that he got all that money and like, oh, Lamar didn't get that. Well, Lamar can't throw a football outside the numbers. There's reason for it. Deshaun, the last time he played, was one of the best statistical quarterback in the league that year. And, I mean, yeah, if he's half as good, he'll be a borderline top 10 guy. I mean, I think it'll be fine. I agree with that as well, football-wise, for sure. He has an apology. He'd like to apologize to the Penn State Nittany Lions. He severely underestimated them. I've been paying attention to college football, but I'm going to be honest with you. Penn State is out of my wheelhouse over there, so I don't know too much about that. But either way, thank you. Appreciate you a ton. All right, Dylan Coast says, his hot take are the Jets are going to climb back and string some wins and put themselves into playoff contention with Rodgers. Oh, so he's saying that Rodgers will come back. I think that's the biggest hot take here. I don't know, man. He's talking a whole lot like he will, but an Achilles is tough, especially at his age, man. And he'd like to apologize to himself and all of his fantasy teams for believing Kenny Pickett was breaking out this year. I'm holding on a little bit of hope for Kenny Pickett. He is dealing with Matt Canada. This year, probably not, but I'm also, I'm probably the harshest Kenny Pickett Steelers fan there is because Kenny's just a limited player. And a lot of Steelers fans were putting the world on his shoulders this offseason, but it's just not true. Kenny Pickett's not going to be Big Ben. He's not going to be anything that's more than maybe like a prime Derek Carr, prime Kirk Cousins level player, like a back-end, super back-end, hardly breaking the surface top 10 guy. Like he'd be 10 to 15 maybe. Something like that, but that's as best as he's going to get, man. Either way, yeah, fantasy leagues, that sucks. I'm in a couple of them, and, I actually haven't had any issues in terms of health other than, like, Javonte Williams. But either way, yeah, not too bad. Thank you for your input there. Grayson Bailey says, my hot take is TJ Watt is going to be the best linebacker in the NFL this year, and him, Kenny Pickett, and George Pickens will lead the Steelers to a championship this year. As much as I love it, it's probably not going to happen. I mean, Kenny Pickett's just not there right now. However, TJ Watt being the best linebacker is fully in effect at the moment. He is leading the league in sacks, I believe, with about 8. And, they've only played 5 games, so a lot of other people 6. TJ Watt's another animal. TJ Watt is the best defensive player in the league right now, and if you think differently, your brain is mush. But winning a Super Bowl, probably not. It is what it is. Olave is him, says, congrats. I've been watching for a long time. I appreciate that. I feel you put a lot of effort. I do. They don't require... Oh, so, yeah. Shorts. Yep. Thank you. Hot take. Brian Brissy, a rookie D lineman on the Saints, develops into a star. He's a sack and a half and should have 2.5 if it weren't for a penalty. Good potential in the run game and has a huge frame, but is still very fast. Yes, he does. I was looking at him a lot in my NFL draft analysis for the Steelers, and I like Brian Brissy. If he can stay healthy, he'll be a very good NFL player. I definitely agree that he's going to be a star, whether it's this year, next year, or another. It's hard to be a star at the D-tackle position, and maybe not like a superstar, but like, an Ed Oliver type guy. Something like that. Something that he's very good, gets very good statistics every year, but he's just, D-tackles don't get credit, so that's what sucks for them. Thank you. CJ Small says, congrats, appreciate you. Hot take, Jordan Love and the Packers finished 10-7 to make the playoffs. I guess you're a Packers fan. You know what? 10-7 is not out of the wheelhouse, for sure. Make the playoffs, not out of the wheelhouse, for sure. However, I just don't know. It depends, because we've seen very different Jordan Love so far. Jordan Love for 2 weeks was great. Jordan Love for the last few weeks was not so great. So, I just don't know where to put him. Either way, thank you for your entry. Blakey Boy 1716 says, congrats on 500, bro. You are genuinely my favorite YouTuber, thank you. And you'll give your nice, awesome. My hot take is that the Bengals will sadly have 8-9 record and miss the playoffs. That is possible. If Joe Burrow keeps playing on this calf injury, that is very possible. And I'd be concerned. If I'm the Bengals, he's benched. I don't care. Oh, you can win games with him. I don't care. There's more to the career of Joe Burrow than this season. You've got to put him down. Let him just recuperate some of his energy, man. You've got to. Next, we will move to Sebastian Martinez. I don't know why I replied to him the other day. I didn't mean to just simply reply to him and not everybody else, but it's what it is. His apology goes to himself for making him believe the Cowboys would actually compete this season. They won't. I mean, they will kind of, but Dak Prescott will never let you compete. He is so limited. That defense won a bunch of games to bad teams, the Jets, the Giants, the Patriots. And if you really think they're going to do something when they play any team that can score points, they're not. It's simple as that. Either way, thank you for your entry. My Monster Guy says, congrats on 500 subs. Definitely got to apologize to the Buccaneers. I figured they'd be worst team in the NFL, if not one of the worst. Then they come beat them at week 1. So he's talking about the Buccaneers. Yeah, that's a shock to most people. I'll give you that. Although, I mean, I thought they'd be decent. I didn't think they'd beat the Vikings. I really didn't. But Baker Mayfield's not bad, and people were severely underestimating him. Either way, thank you for your entry. Moving on, another one. John Backfish, I think that's how you say that, says his hot take is that the Kansas City Chiefs is going to win the Super Bowl twice in a row with Mahomes, Kelsey, and Pacheco. There's no K in Pacheco, by the way. I want to say sorry to the LA Rams because ever since they left St. Louis, I've not been a fan of them. But now, time has passed, I'm liking them more and more. But never as much as the Chiefs. Either way, thank you. Appreciate you for your entry. Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. I'm going to say no on that one. I mean, it's the Chiefs. You can't ever really count them out. Don't get me wrong. But they're limited this year, and all their wins so far has come to bad teams. So they're a 5-1 team that really hasn't had a real game yet. Like, we haven't seen them play anybody serious at all other than the Lions, and they lost. So I just don't know what to say to that. But either way, thank you for your entry. All right, guys, before we get any farther, I just want to say we will get to the rest in a minute, but I want to stop in here and go ahead and do this jersey giveaway. Either way, let's get right to this. This is what you've been waiting for. So whoever wins this needs to email me, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Who won? It is Elizabeth Bangsund2142, if that's how I say that correctly. You have won an NFL jersey of your choice. Please email me with the email in the description of this video. I will have you prove who you are, then make sure that everything's good, and then we will get on your way ordering whatever jersey you want. Thank you for participating, everyone, and stick around because I will be doing this again and again when we hit other goals. Next is 1,000, so let's get to there as soon as possible so I can give away another jersey. All right, getting back to the rest of these hot takes, SL Chris says, I want to apologize to the Texans team, even with CJ Stroud being the #1 QB in his draft. Never thought they'd be good with this roster, and they've definitely surprised him. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they do have a shot to win this division with how bad the Jags are. Excuse me. Hiccup there in the middle of the sentence. Awesome. But, yeah, I mean, the problem is teams that have bad rosters just, they don't keep it going because, you know, the X's and O's matter, the Jimmies and the Joes matter is what they say. And I just don't know if it's going to be possible. However, it's more likely with the Jags being as bad as they are. Pixels 900. Cowboys win the Super Bowl? No. As a Cowboys fan, I think their team is the best it's looked in a while. Only thing I'm worried about is Dak. Hopefully the team will be good enough. He started to regret this take. He updated it, looks like. Yeah. They have a good team. But with Dak, they cannot win. I promise you that. He's a bonehead. He doesn't know how to do anything. I'm not even joking. I would literally rather put Kenny Pickett on that team than Dak Prescott. Oh, Kenny hasn't proven anything. He has proven that he is clutch and can make some 2-minute drives and, you know, can win a game in the last minute. Dak's never done any of these things, hardly, ever. So, I mean, yeah, it's just Cowboys, they're going to have to do a whole lot to win a Super Bowl. Congrats on 500 subs. You'll get to 1 million. Thank you. That does not count as an entry. Sorry about that, but you didn't leave a hot take. Elizabeth Bankson, our winner right here. Congrats on 500. Thank you very much. Chargers fire Staley and then win the AFC West with an interim head coach. That's an interesting one. I mean, firing Staley is not out of the wheelhouse whatsoever. An interim head coach winning the AFC West would be tough. Granted, their only competition really is the Chiefs. And like I've said, the Chiefs, are they really that good? I don't know. If they lose a couple games that, you know, maybe are to better teams, maybe the Chargers can jump them. Either way, good take. I like the thought process there. Very interesting. I'd like to see how that one plays out. Tracks, whatever, I don't know how to say that. Mahomes keeps up his mediocre performance. Chiefs losing the wild card round of the Browns. Thank you for enjoying my vids. Keep watching them. Mahomes, yeah, he has been a little bit rough. I mean, he's been fine. He's not been bad, but he's just not been great. Chiefs losing the wild card round to the Browns, if the Browns can make it that far. But losing in the wild card round does not surprise me for the Chiefs this year. But yeah, thank you. Well deserved. Appreciate you. No hot take listed there, but I'll take that anyways. The Jaguars are going to turn around this week, make the divisional game. Also, the Cowboys will either beat the Niners or be blown out. There's no in between. I'm going with beat them. Well, you were wrong. It is what it is, though. Israel Earnhardt. Yeah, there is no in between, and they were destroyed. Mentally, physically, emotionally, everything. Every part of Dallas was destroyed in that game. Jaguars turn around, make the divisional game. Very possible, honestly. It really is. I do trust Trevor in the long run, but right now he's just not looking great. But the turnaround could definitely happen. Edward Jones says, Dolphins will be number 1 in the AFC East, win the Super Bowl. It's our year. That's possible. I mean, they did lose to the Bills pretty bad. I think the Bills' defense is good enough to hold them, while the Bills' offense is also good enough to pace them. And the Bills are legitimately the only team in the NFL with a great, explosive offense that also has a matching defense. The Chiefs don't have an explosive offense right now. The Dolphins, the Vikings have explosive offenses, but their defenses are not very good. I'm missing somebody, I'm sure. The Niners, I guess, but like their offense isn't quite as explosive as I mean. They don't really have that home run, deep threat, playmaking guy. They kind of just do a lot of gadgety things and make things work in really huge ways. I guess CMC might be. Either way, you get my point. Yeah, they're all at least in the, the NFC and whatever. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Either way, his apology also. Sorry to the Lions. Thought the hype was crazy. The Vikings were going to win the NFC North, but now I understand that I was very wrong. Yeah, the Lions will probably win. The Vikings are going to be in a rough spot. They could definitely make the playoffs still. Same with the Packers, but winning the division looks like it's the Lions to lose. So unless they fall apart, they're going to win that division. And then 49ers go 17-0 from first down productions. I mean, I'm never going to say some team's going to go 17-0. Somebody's going to get hurt. And that's where I'm sitting right now with the Niners. Yes, they're very good. But they've been very good, and they've been too good. That always comes to an end. It always happens, no matter what team you look at. So it comes to an end. And CMC's injury prone. Debo's injury prone. Brock Purdy's been injured in the only season he's played in. Kittle's relatively injury prone. I mean, are we really going to sit here and expect that everything's going to be completely fine when, we don't know? So either way, that was all the hot takes. Elizabeth Bangson, you have won an NFL jersey. Email me at the email listed down in the comments below. I'll make you prove who you are, so don't just email me because. And, yeah, we'll get going on ordering you a jersey. Please stick around to more because I'm going to give away more jerseys in the future. At 1,000 is our next goal. We hit 1,000, I give away another jersey. So let's get there before this season is over. Let's get there before the bye week. Let's get there before week 8. Come on now. Either way, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you want to do it again. I do. So let's get there. Thank you. Peace.